JMP Clinical allows pharmaceutical manufacturers and other organizations working with CDIS data to streamline the clinical trials, analysis, and submission process to the regulatory agencies. JMP Clinical has gone through a migration from a JMP and SAS offering to a JMP-only offering, and we've been working on improving the workflow, adding new reports, and streamlining the ability for organizations to bring life-saving drugs to market safely and effectively. To talk about some of the new capabilities in JMP Clinical, I'll turn this over to Jeff Mann, Senior Manager of Advanced Analytics for our Health and Life Sciences team. Jeff?
Thank you. I'm excited to introduce JMP Clinical 19 today. I'm probably the most excited person on the planet. It's been a lot of work to get here, approximately 5 years of restoring all features with about 10 new features and a lot of performance improvements. So let's get started. The first thing I wanted to talk about was when we add your data to the system, we're scanning any data that you can give us in the CDISC format. It's generally STTM or ATOM, and now we're allowing more formats. We're allowing JSON formats from the CDISC proprietary versions, SAS datasets, SAS transport files, and the biggest change is JMP has made a change in 18.2 to allow any character set that you can think of. It's a big step forward for us with our foreign customers. A big change this year, in July, the Office of New Drugs updated their medical queries. We fully integrated that in quick fashion to get it out the door in September. So if you're looking at the FDA's medical queries, they've changed that name to the Office of New Drugs Custom Medical Queries, and we have a lot of features in the software for that. Next up, I'll talk about recurrence, co-occurrence, and nearby occurrences. My colleague, Richard Zink, is back and better than ever, and he's implementing a lot of features that should help biostatisticians, in addition to our safety medical monitors and our data quality experts. We hope that the biostatisticians at pharma and government agencies really benefit from these newer, more sophisticated reports. And finally, probably the most sophisticated, dynamic survival, subgroup screening, and pharmacokinetics. So I'll show you more about those. The medical queries I just focused on, we have a new report with that. It's called the Medical Query Distribution Report, and it can work with standardized meta queries or the Office of New Drugs Custom Medical Queries. You get to choose and you can set it up. All versions will be recognized automatically, and you get drop-down lists to pull from which version you use. And we know that with pharmaceutical clinical trials, which are established over a 7-year or 10-year timeline, you're changing versions and we're helping you integrate with those. With the safety and data quality being our expertise, we're really excited to move into a more sophisticated safety analysis where we're looking at recurrence analysis, co-occurrence analysis, and nearby occurrences, and I'll explain a little bit more about what each of those are. The recurrence analysis acknowledges that any adverse event can occur more than once in a patient. Generally, you're looking at counts and frequencies, so you're really not looking on a timeline to decide which patients have had recurring events. This newer report helps resolve those for medical doctors and biostats to really hone in on which patients are having a stronger effect from your drug. The next one is co-occurrences. A lot of times you're wondering, as a doctor, are these adverse events causing a lot of patients to have to take specific medications or class of medications? The reverse is also true, where you might have a lot of people on your trial on medications that actually cause adverse events, which is a good thing because it's not your drug, but now you have a more complex safety profile to work with. The next one is nearby occurrences. It really helps you establish a timeline that you're looking at. Typically, that's when the drug is delivered again, and what is a little time window that you want to look at that adverse events and other medications might have to be given to the patients for treatment, or they're experiencing the adverse event. We also look for death, of course, and discontinuations from the trials. Now, the subgroup screening I mentioned earlier, it's really to assess how the treatment effect is interacting with subgroups of patients in your trial. You might want to hone in on a certain age group or a certain gender, and any sort of group that you're tracking in your subject level data sets in CDISC should be able to be teased out if there's a real treatment effect in those subgroups. The next one is dynamic survival. It's really about analyzing your summarized endpoints, and the software will pick up the time to event domain in the data, and it will look for all the endpoints in that domain, and you can do a more sophisticated analysis rather than just have to learn our simpler adverse event time to event analyses that we have in the system. So this is really working towards endpoint summarization, and Richard is using the proportional hazards models in there. Next, JMP Clinical is making a foray into pharmacokinetics. JMP already has 1 and 2 compartment models for this, but a lot of organizations look at the data this way to look at the breakdown of the drug in the body and the excretion of that as well. And so you're looking at these pharmacokinetic parameters to see if the subjects are looking healthy on your drug. Generally, these are earlier phase 1, phase 2 trials, and it really is something we've geared towards the market from customer interaction. Next up is our validation tools. Please look on our website for all of our validation tools. We're trying to make it the most compliant, validated system out there on the market, and I doubt that many software allow you to have an IQ, OQ, configuration qualification, and double programming validation. And look for our performance qualification later this year. Thank you.